For 400 years, the people suffered in bondage until God raised up a deliverer named Moses. He goes before Pharaoh and says, let my people go. This is the Bible from Genesis on through Revelation. When Pharaoh says no, God sends 10 plagues. Now, we all know the story about the 10 plagues. The last one was the death of the firstborn of only the Egyptians. So Moses leads the Jews out of Egypt, across the Red Sea, and into the desert. At Mount Sinai, God gives the law, starting with the 10 commandments. Suddenly, you can read that in Exodus 20. At a place called Kadesh Barnea, they sent out 12 men to spy out the land that God had promised them. Now, why they would go do that when God had already promised them the land, I don't know. But it was a land filled with milk and honey. But because there were giants in the land, 10 of the spies says, no, we can't go. Because the people did not believe God's promise, they wandered in the wilderness 40 years. Then God raised up another leader, Joshua. He leads the people to conquer the land of Canaan, the promised land. They divided the land for the 12 tribes. Then come the wild period of Judges, where every man did what was right in his own eyes. That's what the Bible said. You know some of them. There was Gideon, there was Barak, there was Jephthah, there was Samson, and the story of Ruth even belongs in this period. God led his people by prophets and priests and judges at that time, but the people wanted a king. So God gave them God gave them Saul, who started well, but he ended badly. Then came David, whose victory over Goliath made women sing him praises, but later David's reign would be tarnished because of his sin with Bathsheba. Now, if you notice, every time something happens to the Israelites or to someone in the Bible, it's because of sin from Genesis on through Revelation. And that's what happens with us today when we're not where God wants us to be. It's usually because of sin. Amen. Then came Solomon, the king who asked God for wisdom. He built a magnificent temple in Jerusalem, but he married foreign women who turned his heart away from God. Here we go, sinning again. You can find that in 1 Kings, amen, chapter 11. Meanwhile, the priests offered sacrifices day after day, year after year. A river of blood flowed down from the altar. The high priest came and went. After Solomon's death, the nation split into two parts. The northern 10 kingdoms were led by a string of evil kings. They were taken into captivity in 722 BC. The southern 2 tribes had a few good kings. You know, sometimes God just be looking for a few good men. Amen. It don't take a whole lot to get the job done. Sometimes too many is